Hello Taurus, welcome to your reading for the 28th of March until the 6th of April 2026, and it's going to be general, so please take what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. Let's welcome in the archangels, ascended masters, light beings, spirit guides, high souls, and any ancestral animal or dragon guides that you may feel resonant with at the moment, Taurus. And well, Hanged Man to start. We're going to grab 4 cards from this deck, and then 3 more decks we'll use, and yeah, we'll just see what's going to jump out here. We're going to look at something, that's happened recently, maybe also, well, not maybe, but we will, something you're doing at the moment, an underlying theme, some general directions moving forward, possible outcomes and challenges, and some spirit guidance as well. So we will have a look into those energies for you. You also just have the Magician pop out here, which is pretty cool. Let's just grab one from the middle here. And the Empress. Nice. Okay. Well, I think just recently, Taurus, you've perhaps decided to embark on a change of sorts or change in perspective. And I think this is this could be signaling or signposting the start of a new phase for you or a new path. Page of Wands, okay. Or maybe you've had some time out and you're kind of feeling pretty at one with everything and like fairly peaceful in yourself. And maybe you're kind of just sort of in some suspension, a pause phase, and you're kind of considering what your next move is going to be. With regard to something that you are passionate about, Taurus, okay. But it could be to do with ambition as well. Perhaps, yeah, the Wands can kind of talk about career as well. So it could be that maybe you're looking at embarking on a new career, hobby, interest, or project, or something creative, okay. And at the moment you have the Judgment and the Nine of Cups. Also some sword energy coming up here as well. So yeah, I think you're really feeling into this emotional fulfillment here, which I think is, there's something that's helping you to feel happy and content. And maybe it's this new path that you've decided on or that you've started. And I think you're feeling into your awakening. I have a feeling that this new path is, I think you've just started. Because you're kind of feeling really happy and content. And it's like it's helping you to move into a higher frequency way of being, or moving into a greater alignment, almost like answering a call or feeling like you're moving into your mission or your soul purpose here, Taurus. The interesting thing is that an underlying theme is the 8 and 9 of Swords. So I think what you're doing here, Taurus, is that you are probably going to be setting yourself free and moving through. You have the awakening, so you're awakening up out of, perhaps some restriction, some restrictive feelings, and also perhaps some stress. Maybe you're leaving behind the stress, some anxiety. Because if you're awakening into high consciousness, you're not moving into these energies. These are the things you're leaving behind, okay? Or dissolving or minimizing or shedding over time, right? This 8 of Swords can be, if you feel that you've held yourself back, or if you've had You feel that you haven't had the opportunities, or maybe you haven't been able to give yourself the opportunities that you would have liked. I think that's changing. That's going to change, so that you will be able to have more opportunity to do what it is that's going to bring you that Nine of Cups feeling here, that emotional fulfillment there, Taurus, which is really nice. And yeah, you're going to be, you know, letting go of the stress, that Nine of Swords. Let's look at your general direction moving forward. You have the Empress and the Magician. Yeah, Taurus, you're really tapping into your inner resources here, and it's going to help you to feel abundant, create abundance, you know, spiritual, physical, emotional, and intellectual abundance. Okay, because you've got all of these elements here. You know, with the Empress, that's just pretty amazing. It's like all this potential you're going to bring down into physical manifestation, into physical reality. Okay, and congratulations for taking this time out, for having this perspective change, and for embarking on this. I think it's the sole purpose for you, Taurus. That's what it's feeling like. You know, you've got your awakening there as well. Let's look at some possible outcomes, challenges. That is the Five of Cups. So, as with any process of change, you know, emotions can be up and down. So I'll grab a couple more here for you. Oops. That one was hanging to kind of come out because my fingers couldn't hold it. Two of Wands, which is, you know, the Emperor. Two of Wands is new path, very much like the Page of Wands. Okay. Wow. So a possible outcome here is that, or outcomes plural, is that there may be something in your life, you know, Taurus, that there could be an aspect of this whole moving into your soul purpose whereby you're letting go of something, or you're loosening your attachment or involvement with something. And that could it could pose some, I guess, upset or some feelings of grief or loss, you know. But I don't know that it's anything to worry about. Well, of course it's nothing to worry about if you're in it, isn't it? But I don't think it's anything super major, because, you know, this is the new path. And I feel like that this is part of the new path, is that this process of change is that sometimes we need to let things go in order to step into new energy. And it's not likely that you'd have to let everything go in your life and step into a completely new life with absolutely everything in your life is brand new. But I guess that can be done, right? That is possible. This might be talking about something within yourself that you've just become accustomed to, that, you know, that maybe you're going to let go of, okay? Or maybe it's a habit, you know, that you've had that you're needing to let go of. But the Five of Cups is always that energy of, you know, focusing on the things that are causing the sadness versus turning around and looking at the new cups. But I think in this instance here, it could be talking about the new path that is beckoning you almost here, Taurus, given the other cards in your reading. But yeah, there's always challenges with the process of change. These cards are in your challenge. So you have the Emperor and the Queen of Pentacles in your challenge. So you're a fixed earth sign, Taurus. So whilst you have sort of surrendered or kind of hit the pause button, I think, recently, you're probably feeling into, yes, you want to make this change, but it could be difficult given that, you know, this is the Queen of Pentacles is about nurturing. Excuse me. So it's about nurturing yourself into your empowerment, given Emperor here, or about creating a new structure. So it's about, you know, you may have challenges in making the steps or providing the environment or the strategies that you need in order to create a new structure, excuse me, or to, you know, feel that you are empowered within to make these, to fulfill this potential here, essentially, into your abundance. This is the general direction moving forward. So, excuse me, something in my throat. All of the, always the challenge cards are held in potential. So it means that they're sort of, that energy is sort of waiting for you there, Taurus. Okay, Lovers, Page of Cups, King of Swords and Five of Cups. I'm just going to pause and grab a drink of water. I'll be back in a moment. Okay, Taurus, so we've just pulled your spirit guidance here. You have the Page of Cups, the Lovers, and we'll talk about these as well, the King of Swords and the Five of Cups. So this King of Swords is interesting because it's sort of talking, well, I think alluding to this idea of getting a higher consciousness or a big picture perspective. This person's sort of, well, this King of Swords is meditating on top of a hill. There's some birds around. So I think that's an owl. Yeah, you've got an owl and a crow. And I think with regard to this Five of Swords, whatever this is, Five of Cups, sorry, which you also have in your reading, there's this process of letting go of something or of just change in general. Spirit could be saying here that because you have the Five of Cups, again, the way these cards feel was that this person was looking at the Five of Cups. So in order for you to get a perspective on this emotion here, with that's disappointment, sadness, I think Spirit's saying for you to look at the big picture and to basically just look at the big picture, right? So by that we're talking about, with this process of change you're going through or you're awakening, it's like, how is that, I guess, beneficial for you? How could it be beneficial for others as well? And yeah, and sort of looking at it from that perspective, but also thinking about the long term, because sometimes the immediate concerns are more like, you know, that's the small picture, like, okay, what's happening today? But the bigger picture is like, okay, so what's happening overall, even what's happening maybe in your community, what's happening in your family, what's happening even in your country or the world perhaps. But also, I guess, yeah, what's sort of happening, yeah, in the big picture. And also it's sort of this idea of the emotions here. This is the Page of Cups. So, and you also have the Lovers. And this is interesting because it could be both these cards that talk about love in different ways. Although this can be, you know, talking about spirituality, creativity, intuition as well, and your emotions, paying attention to your emotions. The Lovers is a major arcana, and I think for you, Taurus, it's about the Lovers card is, and this might be something that you are looking at, is ideas around the themes of obviously love, devotion, and that could be like a spiritual type of love. Maybe there's it's a spiritual type of devotion that you are feeling into. Maybe it's devotion and commitment and love for someone else. But it could also be talking about your self-love. And maybe the question is also, you know, in those areas of, you know, spiritual connection with others and connection with yourself, Taurus, maybe it's sort of Spirit saying for you to take a look at what is going to help you to cultivate those aspects, or those kind of themes of love within your life. And this is about you kind of being curious and looking at that with almost like childlike wonder or open-mindedness. But also with that too, it could even be something like, if it's to do with your mission, maybe there's something about your inner child coming forward, and it could be that maybe you are, falling in love with a new mission or a new purpose in your life. Okay, so Spirit's saying to look at the bigger picture, and also to kind of understand that sometimes even with emotion, we can sort of transmute that or help to process it by using creativity, using an art form, or using our intuition, or even spiritual, looking at spiritual beliefs and spiritual practices as well. Okay, that can help to move through or move with those energies of the emotions. Like we said, they can be up and down. So, yeah. And I think this is sort of what the Queen of Cups, Queen of Pentacles is about here too. This is like nurturing yourself and looking at the big picture, as well as the day-to-day stuff. Maybe there's some, spiritual practices that you would like to start doing. Maybe that's something that you're looking at. And this is the Emperor is the creating the structure. So maybe this is talking about, creating a structure for yourself, Taurus, around these themes of creating this, I guess, a new high frequency, love, compassion, self-love, self-care, but spiritual love too, like, maybe looking into spirit guides and that type of thing. But your concept of, what your higher self is, just looking at all of those beliefs around spirituality and love and devotion as well, that are probably going to help you to put that into a structure, or integrate it into your structure that you're building here, that will, of course, then help you to nurture yourself, right? Because, as you know, we can have timetables or structures that kind of wear us down completely, or we can have timetables and structures that kind of help us to be sustainable and that can sort of uplift us and energize us. So rather than getting depleted over time, we're kind of building ourselves up over time, and we are feeling more inspired as time goes forward. And this is what your general direction moving forward, Taurus, is this abundance and fulfilling all of these, and the cup element is in here, okay, which is to do with the spirit. The wands are to do with the spirit as well. So this could be a spiritual soul purpose, and this idea of love and devotion, to self and spirit, as well as to other people, okay. So that's a really nice general direction moving forward for you there. And, this is about, setting yourself free from limiting beliefs, and also relieving stress, anxiety, all that type of thing. 9 of Wands. Okay, so you're moving into mastery, Taurus. You're almost there. This is a 9, okay. Number of mastery. 10 of Wands. Yeah, I think you're done with whatever prompted you to go into hangman phase here. I think you were done with that. Okay. There's something that now you've got 8, 9, and 10 of Swords. So you're done with those energies, which is also talking about the completion of a cycle. Okay, and I think you're moving into a new cycle here, Taurus. Wow, the Sun. This is really awesome. Radiant, happiness, confidence. Okay, this is your source connection, and which is also sort of harking back to this judgment here, or the awakening. Really nice energy. Okay, this is a really abundant, radiant energy for you. And wow, none other than 10 of Cups. So you've got the 10 of Swords and the 10 of Cups. So this is a new emotional beginning for you, Taurus. You've got the 9 and 10 of Cups. So you're moving into emotional fulfillment here as well. So that's a really cool reading for you. Yeah, I hope that has been helpful. Yeah, we might wrap it up there. And yeah, have a great day, an awesome week, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.